I want to welcome you to another beautiful day for a fantastic show. Thanks for checking me out on iHeartRadio, Power Me Up, Talk and Music 24/7, the station with heart on iHeart. And it looks like 2023 is starting off right with an incredible special guest. It is longtime music record producer and songwriter Keith Thomas, right there in color on your screen. His impressive list of artists that he's worked with includes the great Bebe and CeCe Winans and his dear friend Amy Grant. At the top of the list, many others. I want to learn about them and so many of these other big names he's worked with starting in the 1990s. So without further ado, and I think we've had enough ado, let's welcome to the show a true legend in the music business, Mr. Keith Thomas.
Woo-hoo!
There you go.
Thank you. That was nice. I love you got the DJ voice and everything, man. I love that.
That's what I always wanted to be. Thanks for your time, Keith. I really,
my pleasure.
I really appreciate you coming on here. It's nice. I was telling you off the air. I don't get to interview many music producers, which I've always wanted to do. Sometimes I think it's because I don't know how much I have in common with them. But you are a longtime songwriter, so that gives you some credibility among the artists that you work with, because they always like somebody who's one of them, I think, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that always helped. Let's put aside all the accolades just for the moment. When you were a kid in school, Keith, when elementary up to high school, whatever it might be, what kind of dreams did a young Keith have in his life as a grown-up? Did you foresee any of this stuff happening, or did you have a different path that you were looking at, or anything?
Well, I wanted to be an actor. My dad was a hillbilly musician, and his dream was for me to someday move to Nashville. When I was a kid, my dad we had two families by the same parents. What I mean by that is there was like 25 years difference between my youngest brother, and myself. So it's like my sister's 4 years older than I am. But so in my dad's earlier days, he was a hillbilly musician. He used to travel and play with Sons of Pioneers, Pop Eckler, and those hillbilly musicians.
Wow.
But he became a preacher. And then my sister and I came along, and we lived directly across the street from the church. And so we were in service every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday, all the revivals, all of that stuff, right? And so about 6 years old, my dad started teaching me to play guitar. So he would lay it across my lap, and then I would actually stand up in church. He'd put it in a chair next to me, and I'd play and sing. So, we formed a little family group. I made my first record when I was 9, and we made another when I was 13. And I tell everyone that's my first production because I'm this little 13-year-old kid walking around telling everybody what to play, and I'm going there's a little brat,
Okay.
But so when I was in high school and junior high, I got approached by the theater teachers to do drama. So they said, "Hey, would you join the drama club?" And I said, "Sure." So I did, and then I started winning these awards, and I thought I wanted to be an actor, which I did want to be an actor. I mean, I really did. I had scholarship to go to Sanford and act. I had an opportunity to go to New York and with all lead roles if I'd go. But my dad went to a rehearsal with me in Atlanta for the Alliance Theater, and something weird happened on stage, which we had no control over. And he grabbed me by the shirt and said, "You're not going to New York." And so that was the end of my acting career.
Wow.
But,
just like that. It ended right there.
That quick, And so, I had started playing guitar early on, started playing piano at 16 and played guitar. As I tell everybody, I don't know how we did this or my dad did this, but we were poor. I mean, no inside bath till I was 13, no hot running water till I was 13. Yeah. And, but yet I had a steel guitar, I had a bass guitar, I had a drum set, I had a piano, all this stuff, 4-track recorder. And so that's kind of how I got my start. But once I got the taste of acting, I want to go to New York and act. So that was really my focus. But at the same time, I maintained the music side of everything as well. And so I did musicals, and, it's one of those things when you go to rehearsal, I was always in the back room playing piano, while everybody was getting ready and everything. So music has really been, the impetus behind all of this, but I do have that love, for theater and for acting. And I hope, Vanessa Williams always said, "I'm going to find you a film." Well, it's been this long and we've never done that, but it's like, that is a passion, so.